Hey everyone, what's happening? Neil back again with another quick film review for you. And today I'm going to be taking a look at the animated feature Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, Part 1. Yes, it's Part 1 of 3, as the other two parts are going to be released throughout the rest of the year, I presume, by the end of 2024. And it's a very loose adaptation of Marv Wolfman and George Perez's epic classic, industry changing, basically, well, at least DC changing, DC universe changing, event, which was Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was a maxi series back in 85, 86, back in the 80s, and it's very loosely based on that story. The film is also dedicated to George Perez as well, who passed away a couple years ago. And it's directed by Jeff Wamster and written by James Krieg. Now, James Krieg's screenplay here is very close in some ways to the original story. They're still hitting certain major flag points here. And I think that this adaptation, even though it's not quite the same as the comics, it's close enough for me. For this DC comic book fanboy, it's pretty good. So yeah, I got high praise for this, and it makes me excited for the next two parts. So if you don't know, I'll try to explain without spoiling much. I'm just going to really talk about the main idea here, the main plot of kind of what's happening. So I'll talk about it a bit, but I'm not going to spoil, anything major. Basically, the story is, well, it's called Justice League, right? Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1, but it's actually mainly about the Flash. The Flash is the center keystone here of this storyline. Barry Allen, he's basically able to time travel. He's able to go faster than he knew, and that's what happened in the comics. He had to go faster than he could be ever before in order to save the world, save the universe. So the Flash, Barry Allen here, he is put into a battle along with Superman and Batman, who's voiced by Jensen Ackles, and the Flash, voiced by Matt Bomer, who's also Negative Man on Doom Patrol in the live-action DC show. He's hooking up with a couple other heroes like Superman and Batman, and they're fighting this android called Amazo, who's able to replicate any hero's powers. And they wind up recruiting Vixen and Martian Manhunter. They try to get Hal Jordan, but he takes off, which is funny because Hal Jordan was one of the few popular characters not featured in the original comic book Crisis on Infinite Earths back in 85, 86. And so they have to deal with Amazo. So the whole bulk of the first, I'm going to say 2/3 of the movie basically, have a lot to do with battling Amazo and dealing with him, and dealing with his programming. Amazo teams up with Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is kind of tricked Amazo or reprogrammed him basically into being his ally, and there's a nice battle going on there. So there's some great action, and on the other side of the story which will mainly take up the last third of this film, Barry Allen is sent to a parallel Earth by John Constantine, who seems much older here. He goes to Earth 3 and he bumps into the Jerk Justice League. So if you've ever seen the show The Boys or read that comic by Garth Ennis, you know that it's like a jerk Justice League, basically, right? Like they're the worst people, but they're powerful and they're pretending to be all righteous and hero-like. And that's exactly what these Earth 3 Jerk Justice League is, the crime syndicate, as they're called. The Flash, Barry Allen, he has a doppelganger named Johnny Quick. So they have their own speedster and everything, their own Superman, their own Wonder Woman, etc. And they kidnap him, and they basically get the Flash to say where he's from, what's going on, and everything. And with the lasso of truth, I guess, in this case, it's Superwoman's lasso, because she's like the Wonder Woman, except they call her Superwoman. Stay with me. Anyway, there's this revelation that, oh, the Flash is telling the truth and worlds are dying, and then Earth 3 is basically the target of this antimatter wave that threatens the whole planet. So the crime syndicate, the bad guy Justice League, right, the jerk Justice League, they don't care about Barry Allen anymore. They're like, our whole world is ending, and we're gonna, we're gonna stop it. This is our world. How dare they try to take it, right? They have no chance against this antimatter wave. The antimatter wave is the real, antagonist of this film, really. Destroying Earth, eating all these Earths. So we find out that, there is a guy named Monitor. The Monitor is this character who's this ancient, immortal character, I guess, that is telling all these heroes that, hey, the end is coming. What are you going to do? He has this woman, Harbinger. Yes, Harbinger is there as well. And she's recruiting all these Justice League members, including John Stewart, Green Lantern. So we do get some Green Lantern action going on. As we did back in the original comics. They actually had quite a few Green Lanterns there, but no Hal Jordan. Anyway, so there's a lot of cool stuff going on here, including Barry and Iris's wedding. There's a lot of playing with speed and time, and that's the main thing. So I'm just going to wrap up here without spoiling too much or saying kind of what the ending is. The ending is a strange kind of ending. It's a bit abrupt, but okay. We knew it was going to be a cliffhanger because we got part 2 and then part 3. So it was expected, but it was just a little more abrupt than I was expecting. Anyway, to sum up, yeah, I liked it. I dug it. I thought it was cool. There's no way they were going to be able to perfectly adapt the original comics story, but this is darn good. This is really entertaining. I like the balance of all the characters. I like the character design as well, and I certainly like the voice actors too. There's some really impressive voice actors in this one. You got Zachary Quinto playing Lex Luthor. You've got Matt Lanter, who's playing Blue Beetle. Matt Lanter was Anakin Skywalker on the Clone Wars. Nolan North is Hal Jordan and John Constantine and Amazo. Lou Diamond Phillips as well plays the voice of the Spectre. So yeah, some interesting voice cast choices here, and I dig them. I think they're all cool. Jensen Ackles makes a good Batman. So yeah, anyway, yeah, good film. Check it out. Stream it, rent it, whatever you want to do there. It came out like over a month ago, and I'm just now getting around to reviewing it. So I think so far so good. I'm definitely excited for the next 2 parts. I'm going to give Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths an 8.5 out of 10. It's a very solid start. Alright guys, that's it for this review. Until next time, peace.